level math classes and stuff like that, you solve. So for instance, say, here's the example they give you. The formula for the area of a rectangle, length times width equals A equals length times width. Suppose we knew the area is 21 and the width is 3, we want to find the length, okay? You could divide and do that. Another way is to put it into a different form. Solve for L in this, instead of having that, whoops, wrong thing. How do I get back there? So instead of having area is equal to length times width, right? I could just as easily say length is equal to what divided by what?
Area divided by
Right, length, if I divide both sides by W, right? If I divide both sides by W, then I get length is equal to A divided by W, which is where this formula. Then I could just put, if I know the area and the width, then I could just find the length. Okay? So in this case, it gives you kind of sheets for you. But if I want to do this one, let's make it a little bit bigger. Anyone know what this formula is from? A lot of these are, where'd that go? Oh, there it is. Okay. A lot of these are from science. I think that is, I'm not sure what that is. Force, maybe, is equal to mass times velocity squared divided by the radius, something to do with
The radius
physics
of
or
what?
something. What?
the radius of what?
I don't know. Maybe it's I don't know what that is, but it's a formula from science. But say I wanted to get R by itself. How do I get R by itself? Over here. Go ahead, Julia.
Multiply by
Oh, it tells you right there. Multiply both sides by R. Keep going.
and then divide by F.
Right, and then divide by F. So the R's go away, so you get R times F equals mv squared. And then if I divide both sides by F, that goes away. And I'm left with my new formula, R is equal to mv squared divided by F. Same formula, but now if I know the mass and velocity and the force, I could solve for R. I'm not sure what R is in this case. Might be a radius of an object flying through space or something. I'm not sure. Okay. But that's how you could do that. Questions on that? That's relatively easy. There's also kind of a math trick that you might want to stick in your brain, okay? If I have mv squared, which you will use when you get to like trig and stuff, I use this a lot, but you could just, algebraically, you could just switch places with this R up down here and this F up here. Because really what I'm doing is I'm multiplying both sides by R, which I did here, right? And then I am dividing both sides by F. But if I just switch this F with this R, I would get this equation over there. Get that? Okay? So let's do a few more. I know there's a lot of them. You guys could do this. Let's, you guys try. Someone give me an answer to this one, right? Whoops, I gotta make it bigger. And usually when you're solving equations for another variable, in this one we want to get t by itself, right? You go in the opposite order of the order of operations. Instead of multiply, divide first, you add and subtract first, then you multiply and divide, okay? So see if you guys could figure out what the answer to this one is, okay? And then, whoops, sorry, where'd it go? Where'd it go? No yawning, okay? I meant to pause it. I usually like to write it with the t first, right? You kind of want to switch places with flip this over to this side and put that there, and that's what you would get. Yes, Will?
Can you divide t at the beginning?
No, okay? You can't divide t at the beginning. Okay, you have to do the opposite order of the, because if I did, so Will said, can I divide? That's a good question. If I divided t at the beginning, okay, then I get p divided by t minus b, which is not the same thing, you see? Or p, what, yeah, I get P divided by T minus, oh no, I wouldn't. I get, wait. Oh, divide P. You get P divided by 1.5 minus B, right? Is equal to T. And that is not the same thing as this, right? If I plug in numbers into here, I get different numbers that I plug in. So you have to go in the opposite order of the order of operation. So if you have this, you say, no, that's wrong, okay? Okay? Ready to try the next one? Okay, let's try the next one. Am I still going? Are we still going? We're still going. So again, you want to do this in the opposite order of the order of operations. So we're trying to solve for y. Here we go. So, right? Are we on number 4? Yeah, we're on number 4. Solve for y. Who am I giving a point? Who solved that last one? Ali, right? Cat tip. This is cat tip. So first you subtract the 3x, okay? Because you want to get you're trying to get y by itself. So you get 7y. This goes away. Equals 2 minus 3x, and you can't put those together. They just have to stay apart. And then you divide by 7, right? Divide by 7, the whole thing by 7. And that goes away, and you get y equals 2 minus 3x divided by 7. If I were doing this one, say we're plugging in, I do the parentheses first, right? In this case, I do the parentheses last, right? Because I'm going backwards to solve for a variable. So when you're solving an equation for a variable, you go backwards of the order of operations. So why don't you guys,
you add, or you
so what's the answer? What's the final answer?
T times 10/3
Right.
equals,
Plus.
plus 12,000.
Yeah. So, yep, that's correct. So the first thing that you want to do in this one, to get rid of a fraction, the best way is to multiply by the reciprocal, right? So I'm going to multiply by 10 over 3 here. I multiply 10 over 3 on that side, I got to multiply 10 over 3. Why I multiply it by the reciprocal is to make that go away. So I have 10t, big T over 3 is equal to I minus 12,000. And then I'm going to add that 12,000 back to both sides, right? Plus 12,000, plus 12,000. And you can't really combine, whoops, I forgot a 0. So you get, boom, I equals this plus 12,000. So I'm going to write the I over here. I equals 10t over 3 plus 12, 0, 0, 0. Not horrible yet. It gets worse. I promise. Wait. I owe Sydney another point? Oh no. Yeah, why not? Alright, points are cheap. I have lots of points. Solve for A. So I think I better show you this one. Because if you have, this is one that even my advanced pre-calculus classes have trouble with. Okay? So you say, I can't get A by itself, there's 2 of them. You're going to tell us how to do it? Julia? Go ahead. You want to get A by itself?
So, I made it distributive, so I put B equals A parentheses.
Ah, perfect. Okay? So that's what you have to do. First, you have to take an A and pull it undistributed, also known as factoring. Okay? Equals D. You see what she did? She pulled the A out of both of these. That's called factoring, or it's using the distributive property in reverse. Then what do you do, Julia?
Divided both sides by B plus C.
Divided both sides by B plus C. Okay? B plus C. And then you can cancel out this entire B plus C. That's a C, not an S. Okay? And you get A is equal to D over B plus C. That's a tricky one. You gotta know You should know how to do that. You use that, I mean, I've taught all the way through calculus. You actually use that in calculus when you're doing something, what's it called? Implicit differentiation, where you have x's and y's and y1s, and you're trying to get all the y1s by themselves, and you have to like factor out y1s, and so you use that same technique all the way up through calculus. Okay. All right. So the next one I think is similar to that, and two more, and then you guys will have some time to work. Okay. So in this case, it's kind of like that one that Julia did, except first thing you have to do is get the so what are we solving for in this case? S. Okay. First thing you got to do is get all the s's by themselves. Okay. And from both sides. So I got so I'm going to subtract sm from both sides. Minus sm minus sm. So now I have what when I do that?
You have ST minus SM.
I should write in a better color. This doesn't show up too good. ST minus SM equals N. Then what?
Then you have to factor out the S. So
Perfect.
you have to put S parentheses T minus M
You got it.
equals N.
Nice.
And then you divide both sides by...
Not 2s. Not 2s because this s is, right, if I multiply this times this, you're doing distributive in reverse. Keep going.
And then divide both sides by T minus M.
You got it. T minus M. T minus M. Uh-huh.
And you get S equals N over T.
S equals N over T. Sorry. T, where's my eraser? T minus M. That's it. Nice job. Okay, so I'm going to go through and assign that method. So, but basically it's every other odd, and then 57 and 59. And show your steps. You cannot just write the answer. And that's all there is.